Good morning from the UK, near Cambridge, south east England. Right, we've got a fantastic start to the SISU Tour this morning. Happy Independence Day to all, everybody from the US, July the 4th, or it will be very shortly. I know you're 5 to 8 hours behind the UK. Right, back to the cycling. So Roule Poule course in France. SISU Tour. So this is going to be a bit of a recce for everybody else because it absolutely destroyed me. 860 feet of climb in 16 miles, just over 16 miles. Look at that graphic on the right. From the start, you've got the huge climb. At the end, the huge climb, and it's that simple. Everybody's on a TT bike. It is technically a TT race, so I switched at the last minute. I didn't realise that, so don't fall for that again. Obviously, you're going to have 12, 13 miles of TT, as you can flat riding. So everybody started from the same pen. That's the first thing to note, because obviously you can see the different colours. The A riders are in the red dots, the B are the green dots, and the C and yellow are the D riders. But it does confuse things because you can't always be looking in the top right graphic, and as you can see here, people are passing me and I don't know whether they're C riders, B riders, A riders. It's not as easy as just looking up at the right hand screen when you're putting out the power. If you can see on the left, I'm at 350 watts average almost for the first half mile. So looking at little dots on the top right to check that a C rider isn't passing me, it's not always possible. I'm 39th, over 220 riders, graphic on the right, competing in this. So it's do your research before and watch this recce. It's tremendously difficult from the start. You're climbing hard. It's relentless. I'm going to guess it's probably a 5-minute max power. Now, considering the distance and the climb at the end, don't do what I've done because I'm putting out a lot here, 330 odd watts average. That made it tremendously difficult for me to recover. As you can see, it is a TT race, so you're not drafting, which I'm going to talk about this a lot throughout this ride, because typically in any other race, you'll try and catch on to a group, and that will give you a bit of a break. But because there's zero draft, that kind of model, that tactic, doesn't really come into play because everybody is riding without draft and to a high degree of power output. So you can't just catch up. I can't catch to this group in front of me and just sit in their draft. That's not going to work. It's not going to be effective. So it's this tour is, well, the TT side of it, yeah, quite a few things to be wary of. You can see a lot of riders are passing me. Obviously the A's are out front, but there's some C riders passing me, which was quite a bit of a concern. And it's a psychological concern, really. It's all in the head. There's two, I'm nearly to the top of this climb. I've probably done 60%, but there's two big deep orange areas here on this course, and it gets to 7-8% I think on this second orange part. And as I said before, I went out a bit too hard. Look, I'm still averaging over 320 watts top left. I know you say we've only done 1.2 miles, but this is the start of the race and it's a bit of a shock to the system. Be prepared. Watch me fail here, and I hope you can learn if you're cracking on with this course during the week. Overall progress, I didn't notice that the sector stats really in the race, again because I had my head down metaphorically. Getting towards, you can see the blue bit at the top there. You come through the barrier at the top, and then you go straight. You go on a little plateau and then you turn and you're on the descent. But again, you're not going to be able to just sit behind anyone on the descent and draft. This is what you need to be prepared for. And also, because it's a TT, psychologically, it's all on the time, not the position, because this tour is obviously, this is stage 1, and the tour progresses through July. It's all about the total time, as per the Tour de France. So people, even on the descent, are putting in the work. They're not just sitting back. Just trying to dig in there. But again, this is just, we've just got straight into this, and we're going to have just over 14 miles to go with a repeat of this climb at the end. That's effectively what we're doing. We're doing this climb twice. And there is a little bump, as you can see, a banner, probably 25% through the course. It's not too difficult, but it is annoying. I'm 62nd here. Again, it's not about position, it's all about your total time. So you don't want to give up at any point on here. You just need to keep grinding your time, keep pushing. This is really difficult. Averaging 3:12 top left. We've almost done 7 minutes. We're getting towards 2 miles. So you take a left here and it begins to get a little bit more shallow. You can see it there flattening off. The barrier's just around the corner. Sorry, there's no, yeah, the banner's there. That's where we'll end in 14.3 miles as well. Whip round here, and you want a break here. I want to be doing 100 watts sat in the draft, 0 draft, and you can see, that the South African there, 2 riders ahead, he's pushing on. Viven, the Belgian, pushing on. So I'm having to get around 250 watts, my FTP. I'm up at 278, that's over my FTP, because I'm trying to get back into the draft psychologically. So I'm doing FTP on the descent. Well, 300 watts there, almost. Because I don't want to let them get away. So you think your head's in, and I'm having to stand up because I want to catch those 2 in front of these riders. You see the pack, because everyone started in the pen, it's massively split out, obviously. I'm 62nd here, and this was a shock to the system, believe me. We've climbed 354 feet. Total climb is 868, I think. So we're 500 feet to climb. But we're going to have 350 on that final attack. Someone's just cruising there, they need a break. I'm just going to come past them now, the Dutch rider. But there's plenty of riders ahead to be chasing down. But this is it. So I don't want to let that group go, otherwise all the groups are just taking off. So I wanted to try and get in with them. Let's fast forward this. You can see on the right my position. I'm trying to stay with little groups. I'm roughly between 60 and 70. But I am dropping back ever so slightly. We go over that, the KOM there, 72nd here. But it's all about the psychology on this SISU. And just remember, you're on stage 1. It was getting a bit concerning because people were just pushing past me. Look on the left, I'm doing 276. I'm doing FTP. We've done 8 miles now. I am averaging 265. It's very hot in the UK. 21 minutes done, 8 miles to go. You see everybody's on TT bikes. On reflection, I should have put a disc wheel on. I went with the M4.5 because I wasn't sure. I didn't realise there's so much flat on this, but it's probably benefited me on the climbs having the M wheels slightly. Just tried to keep in the game as such. I'm 83rd. I had it in my head, I do not want to drop out of that 100. I was not going to allow that to happen. There's a group behind, you can see 3-4 seconds, 4 riders. Just approaching, well, not quite the halfway mark. Oh sorry, we've gone past the halfway mark, sorry, we're 7.6 to go. But again, look at this, the group in front now. Ordinarily, I would have put a little effort in there and sat in that draft and gone with that group. Perhaps got a bit of confidence and moved to the next group. Because it's a TT ride, no drafting. If I expend my energy there, they're probably comfortable at that. They're probably in a rhythm now. So I'm just trying to press it down, not stand up too hard. That was my tactic. You see, I'm doing about just over FTP. But when I come into the back of this group, can I hold on? Because if I will not be able to carry on for another 20 minutes at FTP, obviously. Averaging 263 on the left. 276 is the FTP. 23 minutes, but I can't do 20 more minutes at 270 watts. No chance. So 83rd. Got a C rider behind, then a B. Really is mixed. I've got to say some of the C riders have been fantastically competitive. I do like the French route, it is. The scenery is fantastic. 7 miles to go, 9.2 completed. 460 climb, so we've about 400 feet to go. It's not completely flat, I've got to say, this final bit, so I suspect we'll get to about just over 500 feet before we hit the base of that final climb. But I've got to say it was really difficult keeping concentration, look, I've dropped to less than 200 watts there and I need to be in the 250. In my head I was trying to think, right, do 0.3 of a mile pressing, then just have a little break for 0.3 and then try and complete the rest of that single mile. That's how I was trying to break down the numbers, just so I could keep a little bit of pressure on. I don't know, I'm standing up, that's no good. I just need to be getting into a rhythm. Easier said than done, and retrospectively very easy to do, obviously. Just watching the screen now, post race, very easy to do. 260 average top left. It's about 3.5 watts a kilo for me currently. 25 minutes elapsed. Almost 475 feet, almost 10 miles, 24 miles an hour. Have to dig in here because we're probably 4.5 miles before the base of that climb. Almost 450 calories. Take 100 off for the 10-12 minutes warm up, I think, before the race. Pushing around 85 RPM on the cadence. Psychologically I wanted to get it down to the 5 miles to go. On these little, not peaks, but little indents, upwards of 1 or 2%. I tried to try and stand up just to keep everything honest. Excuse me. So there's a rider behind me and then there's a bit of a gap. I know there's shipment 5 seconds behind. This example here is going up to 4% for probably 100 feet. Keep strong. Right, we're under 6 miles now to go. Right on. 500 feet almost completed, so yeah, I want to say with 320 feet to go up that climb at the end, which is horrendous, let's be honest, especially when you've done 14 miles and the climb already. That's the shocker to this. It really is pain. And when you're doing TTs, it's all about you, and it's you against you. Stating the obvious, it's just you and the time. No power-ups, no assistance, no draft. It's just all in your head. Breaking those, doing little half miles or third of a miles in your head. Breaking the numbers down to something a bit more palatable, something you can work with. So RS is coming down slightly, as you can see. Coming up to the 28-minute mark. Almost done 11 miles, done over 500 feet now. Approaching 480 calories. Just changing the music there. I think I had Definitely Maybe album Oasis for a lot of the race. Bit of a 90s classic from Manchester, northwest England. Let's speed this up now. Let's get to the base of this hill. You can see I'm chasing the rider in front. Someone's come past there. But it's pretty steady. It's back and forth. That rider's obviously putting out a very similar power output to me. I'm down to 250 average on the left. Give you an idea, it's about, yeah, you can see there's the watts per kilo, it's about 3.3 watts per kilo for me. Height and weight is such a big factor on the flats, 100%. But I think more importantly is weight on the climbs. I think that has a huge effect. Notice that a lot in when I'm looking back retrospectively, when I'm racing in the 510 to 650 category. I'm riding at 76 kilos. Now I see a lot of riders 65 and below in that category, and it's a huge advantage on Zwift. That 10 kilos, I mean there's lots of YouTube videos doing with example tests on that, but yeah, 10 kilos is, it makes all the difference, especially if you're a very similar rider, as in talent quality. You have a 10 kilo advantage. Obviously the bikes are proven to have advantages on the flat and climbs. So we started the last climb, 1.6 miles to go. The rider in front's just gone attacking, must have lots of energy, so I'm just trying to stand up and keep 400 watts-ish. It's for a little while to get through that orange. So you notice the graphic on the top is ahead of where we actually are. Look, we're still climbing here at 5%, but it says I'm in the blue, which should be a flat. It's not the case. So just the graphic, the elevation graphic is ahead of the actual race. But that, again, that doesn't matter because this is a TT, it's all on time. So it matters not. 1.4 miles to go. This climb is awful. It really is. It's all in the mind. You just got to be concentrating on other things. So I have a window on the left there. As I look to the left, sometimes the door's open in the shed, and there's a window, and there's a nice plant just outside the door, the main door, and I just concentrate on that for 10-20 seconds, and it takes the pain away. It's a beautiful plant, tell you. I'd lost a lot of energy here. There's nobody to chase, really. It's all on my time. I could have done better, I think. 15 miles done. You know, ordinarily in a race I'd be putting 3:20 here. But the heat had got to me. Even though we got the fan, the heat was getting to me. You know, I hadn't done my research perfectly, so I was a bit on the back foot as well. That's my fault, obviously. Hopefully this video can make sure you don't make that mistake. Just be prepared for that first climb. Be prepared for the fact there's no draft. You know, it's a TT race. Get your best wheels on. Best TT frame. Best one you can afford. 1 mile to go. Pushing 4%. Look, it says we're on the yellow there, but we're not. We're on the orange. Actually, I'm just trying to do a bit of a stand up, getting here. 400 watts, well, not achieving that. Averaging 250 watts. Overall, 15.2 miles completed. 658. Looks like on the graphic we're roughly, it's these two big oranges, and then we're done. It's 0.9 of a mile to go up these two. Look, you can see we're on the orange, but it's saying 2%, which it's not. So we are 2%, it's that yellow part. You can see we're going into the orange. So we're just starting the orange here. We're not halfway through it, as the graphic indicates. So a bit confusing. Throw that in the mix with the difficulty of this climb. Zwift's obviously got a sense of humour. Somebody has. Still averaging 250. I'm down to 13th gear here. My legs are gone. Oh, there is somebody. Hong, the Japanese, the South Korean rider, just in front of me. Legs have gone as well, so I'm going to pass Hong. I've got 3 riders behind me. Well, 4 riders that are potentially going to catch me with 5 seconds, 6 seconds distance. Honestly, wasn't bothered about them catching me. Look at that orange to go, horrendous. Yeah, they're chasing me down now. Fair play, sea riders. With more legs than I've got left, there's 2 going to take over now. Blimey, they're flying past. The Belgian rider did there. Lindsay, the Australian, not quite as quick as the Belgian rider there who flew past me. Yeah, we'll just run this up to the finish. They did come past me there. Just come round the corner here. I'm in 13th gear here. Oh, I'm gonna... Hong had come past me there. Probably just past Hong here before. It's all about the time, so I'm going to finish 90th. Here we go, through the barrier. Wow, that was a tough one. I'm telling you, that was horrendous. 45 minutes of pain in the heat, averaging 3.3 watts kilo. I could have done better than that. I came 42nd out of 60, I think, in my category, and I lost 4 ZRS points overall. For that display, I think it'll show you 8 now, but when the race was finished, I think I was -4. If you enjoyed that, or if you're riding that, be prepared. That's the message. I'll see you soon. Take care.